Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Black Rob, and today I want to talk about mental health. So, it's been a rough year for everybody. We're about a year before started the pandemic, as far as, at least in the United States, as far as quarantining and 6 feet and wearing masks and all that good stuff. So, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about mental health as far as positive talk to others as well as yourself, how you treat yourself, and also I want to talk about suicide prevention. So this is going to be a triggering conversation. I'm going to talk about some very personal things in my life, but I hope this helps someone because I know it's going to help me, because I've been doing a lot of things over the last year or so. So let's just dive right into it. So I struggle with motivation. I struggle with trying to better myself. What do I mean by that? Physically, emotionally, spiritually. I see the things I want to set goals for, and then I don't do anything. I kind of procrastinate and not do anything. So at the tail end of last year, a buddy of mine called me up and said, "Hey, do you want to go to the gym? We'll leave about 5 every day, work out to about 6, and then head home." I said, "I'd rather die," and then I did it anyway. And I've been doing it for 3 months. I haven't seen a ton of weight loss, but I have seen some changes in my body that I'm happy about, and I want to keep going. I want to keep pushing myself and going further and being in better health. I'm married, I have a daughter, I want to spend more time with my family as years progress. So that's one reason why I did it. The other thing was to show myself that I can do hard things. I've done things like this before and had much better results because I was a little more disciplined with my diet than I am now. But my family's been helping me with that, and we're going to keep going and keep pushing in that direction. So one thing I want to talk about is positive talk. I'm a huge cheerleader. I love to cheer my friends on. When I see someone comment that they're down on themselves for any reason, I am the first one to tell them, "No, you're amazing, you're incredible. Lift your head up, keep pushing, do not stop, you've got this." I'm that person. That's me. Like, I don't even wait or see what other people say. I just do that. That's in my nature. That's who I am. Unfortunately, I'm stuck at it for myself. I've heard a lot of things, daily affirmations and things like that. And you're supposed to say it to yourself in the mirror, and I feel dumb when I do it, and I feel self-conscious when I do it. So I just don't do it. And so when I get criticized in any way, shape, or form, even if it's positive or something, it's constructive criticism, I know it can help me, I try to take it in, but I take things super personal. Even when it's about my work, I take that personally. Like, they're not criticizing my work or trying to help me improve. They're saying I'm not a good enough person, and I feel that in my soul, and it sucks. So that's something I need to work on big time. And it's a daily thing. It's not just an overnight thing. It's something that I'm going to have to work on for years, and to continue to do that and to build that. I know one thing for me as a Christian, I'm getting a little bit preachy, but I was talking to a really good friend of mine, and we were talking about that, and he does a lot of motivational books and podcasts and things like that. And for me, I don't like that stuff. I think it's corny. I think it's played out. Not like 100% like don't ever do it. If it works for you, it works for you. For me, I'm like, if I have to listen to something, I'd rather listen to a podcast on comic books or wrestling because I am a nerd. But those are things that I enjoy. Everyone's different. So, but I've tried that before, and I even thought about becoming like a life coach or a motivational speaker because I've been through a lot. But I've realized that this isn't anything new. Reading the scriptures in the Bible, if you're going over Christ's life, he speaks on this. There's power in your words. Speak kindly to others. One big thing that I think we kind of miss the mark as Christians in general. When Christ says the 2 great commandments is love God, so love your higher power, love whatever that may be. Know and acknowledge that there's something greater than yourself. And 2, it says love thy neighbor as thyself. So everyone's like, well, love thy neighbor. Okay, I can love another person. That's fine. That's nothing. But loving ourselves, that's the second part of that. And if you don't love, and it's not that you're showing that you don't love others, it's that if you're not loving others, you're not loving yourself, and you can't love another until you love yourself. You've heard that before, right? Especially in relationships. Well, that's in life. If you don't love yourself and put yourself first sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes you really do have to put yourself first so that you can get ahead, that you can move on, that you can grow and be better than you were before. And so I have a family member who thinks that be 1% better today than you were yesterday. So that's also something that I try to keep in my mind and keep saying. I think that's something I'll start using as a mantra and an affirmation as well. So mental health. I feel like a lot of people say working out helps their mental health. So a lot of people say that mental health and physical health go hand in hand, and I tend to agree with that. Except for me. I don't know. I've been in shape, but my mental health hasn't been great. I've struggled with low self-esteem and depression and addiction for a large chunk of my life. So I'm doing great, sometimes not so great. And, at my age now, I'm in my early 40s, and you'd think I have a handle on things. I don't. And so that's one reason why I started working out, because I could feel like that's something I control. I have the option to skip or go. And I skipped one day in the last 3 months. I do 5 days a week. I skipped one day, and then I made it up later in the week and the weekend, which is normally when I rest. So I feel good about myself in that way, but not in other ways, because I'm still struggling with my addiction. I'm still struggling with depression. Like I said, there's no easy cure. Some people go to therapy. I've been to therapy on and off over the years, and I've been on medication. So I think this is just a different avenue for me. I've gotten better, like a lot better, but I still struggle. In junior high and high school, I had 2 different friends that committed suicide. And they actually both committed it in the same way. And oddly enough, I was the last person they spoke to before they decided to do that. The first one was in 7th grade. It's a buddy of mine. We were kind of outcast because we were really nerdy and no one really talked to us, but we got along. We meshed together, and so we had that really good connection. And I remember when he called me, my advice to him was to do whatever he had to do. He didn't tell me what he was going to do, but I told him to do whatever he had to do. And then the next day, I went to school and found out what happened. And I was pissed at my friend. I was pissed at everyone who were sad and crying about it. Like, legit, I hated people who were mad, because a lot of people that were crying about it were ones that bullied him and bullied me. So I was like, you have no right. I didn't say that, but man, did I feel it. I didn't go to a counselor or anything, still with it, because it was just one day, and we never really talked about it. So there's counselors still available, but no one that I knew or saw really took advantage of that. Fast forward to 9th grade, first year high school, kid moved in. We were in class together, in PE together, and he didn't have very many friends. And so we became fast friends. And then for some reason, he got transferred to another class, and then he started struggling a lot at school. And so he called me and told me what he was going to do. And so that brought back all those feelings, the feelings of guilt and despair. And I'm like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. It's the last thing I really said to him. And came to school the next morning. A kid that I knew never talked to him the entire day, but lived close to him, kind of told the story because they were there. They heard about it first. And I was pissed. I was disappointed in myself. I took that weight from 2 years ago and that day, and I blamed myself. For someone else's action, I blamed myself. And for a long time, I just had I didn't want to live. I didn't want to deal with my feelings. I didn't want to feel this pain. And every day, I would sit and contemplate ending my life. And, there's ebbs and flows with that. I eventually got through that. I had a friend, I asked them, I said, would you go to my funeral if I did that? And they said, and this is one of my closest friends, and they flat out said no. They said they wouldn't even think about me after that, because that's not fair to them. And I never thought of it that way, and it shook me, and it kind of got me out of that for a while. Fast forward, at high school, about 21, probably one of the darkest times in my life. Like, when people say they were alone, I was alone. I had been going to therapy, but I stopped. But I was on medication for depression. I was on antidepressants. Real quick plug on that. Just my opinion. If you're taking a medicine that's supposed to make you feel better, a side effect should not be that it can make you feel worse. Like, I don't take cough medicine and I cough more. Like, that shouldn't be a thing. Like, you shouldn't take allergy medicine and get more allergies, right? But yet antidepressants, one of their common side effects is, suicidal thoughts. Well, I'm taking it because I have suicidal thoughts. I don't need your help to do that. I'm already there. So huge trigger warning. This is me sharing my story. So I was alone in a room, and I thought about it for a long time about ending my life. I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't want to talk to anybody. And, my family kind of turned their back on me. My wife had just left me, my ex-wife. I kind of cut myself off to communication, and so I tied a noose and put it up and put it around my neck and jumped off my bed and landed square flat-feeted on the ground, because I don't know how to measure, and it was too long. And so, like, a foot of slack fell over my shoulder, and then I just started laughing. I laughed for a good 20 minutes. It was time for me to take my medication. I threw them out, stopped taking my medication, because I was like, well, I've never tried that. I wasn't on medication before, so for me, that was another one. Not everybody can go through things like that and stop taking medication. For me, that's all I needed. It's not stopped the thoughts. The pandemic definitely brought some of those things back for me. I've dealt with it over the years, on and off. It's, if I have a bad day or something, or get into an argument or something like that, are they still there? Yes. I push those thoughts out of my head. Sometimes they come back, depending on how I'm feeling, but I make myself aware of the thought. I make myself aware of the things that I have. I count my blessings. I think of the good things I have in my life, the things that make me happy, bring me joy. Work, church, family, things like that. To kind of get me out of that funk. But it's something that I go through. If you know me, I'm a big jokester. I love to laugh. I love to make people laugh. That's probably my favorite thing was to bring joy to other people. I love telling jokes. Not always appropriate, but they're funny. They're funny. So I like doing that. I like making people smile and laugh. That's something that brings joy to me, is bringing joy to others. So there's that. But yeah, so if you're feeling down or you need someone to talk to me. Talk to somebody. Don't close yourself out. Don't push people away. We're made to be around other people. That's the whole purpose of this life, is to be around other people and to find that joy. Don't get down if you're not in a relationship. If you're single, it's okay to be single. Love yourself. Love your friends. I'm a big proponent of that. You should definitely be in love with your friends. Because if you can't be in love with your friends, you can't be in love with anybody. Because you should be in a relationship with your best friend. The person that you're with should be the person that brings out the best in you. And if your friends or the person you're in a relationship with isn't bringing out the best in you and makes you want to be better, you might need a new circle. And that's okay. That's okay. If you, or maybe you just need to be alone. And if you need to be alone and you can be happy alone, that's great too. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with feeling sad. There's nothing wrong with having mental issues. There's nothing. Don't let anyone ever, as a stigma that's been around forever, is still around. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with sharing your story. That's why I made this video, because I know that I'm not broken. I struggle, but I keep pressing on. I go through what I go through, but there is an end of it. You may be going through the mud, but you'll get through it. You just have to keep going. So keep going. Be okay with the struggle. Be okay with the hurt. Be okay with the sadness. Because here's the thing. Everything, there's duality in everything. It's okay to be sad because it's okay to be happy. It's okay to be hurt because it's okay to be relieved. It's okay to be angry because it's okay to be calm. It's okay to feel because we're humans. We're made to feel. It's okay to be alone because it's okay to connect. You can't appreciate the good if you don't understand the bad. There's gonna be hard times because there's gonna be good times. But once you appreciate, when you can appreciate the hard times, the good times will be that much better. Thank you. I know this is a bit long, but I felt I needed to share this. I needed to say these things for myself and for someone else. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's your boy Black Rob. I'm out.